Hello, people. How's everybody doing? Isn't this great tonight to come and celebrate the wonderful life of Michael Fonfara? It took a year for us to do this, but we're just so honored and happy. I'm telling you, I met Michael in 1982, and it changed my whole life. He taught me so much about music. We played in so many bands together. And, of course, I drove him home from more gigs than I think anybody in history. I never met a kinder person, a person that loved everyone that he met. It didn't matter who you were. You could be a big musical star, and we know he played with so many great musicians. You could be a fan. You could be a guy you met on the street. He always had kind words to say to you, and I don't think he had a mean bone in his body, you know. He loved everybody, and from this, we know that we all loved him. So I want you just to raise your hands, clap for the one and only Michael Fonfara. Right now, it's my great pleasure to introduce his wife, Avril, and she's going to come out and sing a song for you. Thank you.
I'd just like to thank a few people. First, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out tonight. Michael would have loved this. He would have loved to be here for this. It's just sad that he couldn't be here for this. I would like to thank, in particular, a couple of people. I'd like to thank Gary Kendall and the Blue Society for organizing this. I wouldn't have had a clue. And I'd like to thank Mr. Jeff Thrasher. I don't think he's here tonight, but I'd like to thank him for the little GoFundMe page he did. Michael always said money left him like it was shot out of a cannon. So it certainly helped with funeral expenses and that sort of thing. I'd particularly like to thank Mr. John Pickering, and that is because, I don't know if you've already noticed, there's a CD of Michael's instrumental music. You'll see it on your way out if you haven't seen it already. Michael had always wanted to put out an instrumental CD of his own music, but being the procrastinator he was, he never did it. When I mentioned it, John Pickering, who has a studio called the Rhythm Ranch, Michael had done a lot of recording there, and John was able to pull it together at his own expense and time, in time for tonight, which I wasn't sure would be possible. And when Michael was alive, we had planned on calling a CD The Late Michael Fonfara, because any musician who's ever worked with Michael will relate to that. So we are now calling it The Late Michael Fonfara. I don't know if many of you knew, Michael was adopted, and when he discovered his birth name, it was Sullivan, which is decidedly Irish. I was born in Ireland, and I would like to sing a song for Michael. It's called An Old Irish Blessing, but I need a note. May the road rise to meet you,
May the wind be always at your back, the sunshine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God, may God, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and bring you peace. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back, the sunshine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God, may God, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. May God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you.
Anyway, I discovered something that Michael had written a couple of months before he died. You'll realize that he had an awareness that he wasn't going to survive. And this was written in October, the end of October 2020. And he wrote, "When you die, you don't lose a thing. Everything loses you. You don't lose anyone. Everyone loses you. That's the heartbreaker. But when you're dead, the heart is already broken. Enough is enough. This world is changing, and I hope that my loved ones will thrive and survive. I wish that Avril would live forever. I wish that Kira and Jackson would live forever. I also wish that Ashley, Kyle, Brooklyn, Camden, and Jameson to live forever." Those would be our daughters and grandchildren. "As I think of those closest to my heart, my wish is for them all to live forever. Many who are close to my heart are already passed from this realm. I will not name all those close to my heart. They all know who they are and how much I love them. In a strange way, it will be a release from the entanglement of my realizations. The wisdom and knowledge and scope of ourselves may be passed on. The only way that I can interpret it and demonstrate what I might have learned in this life is through the language of music. Since I'm the one leaving, I can claim that music is alive in my spirit, and my spirit is alive in music." And I know Michael is with us here tonight in spirit. Thank you all. I hope you have a great time. Thanks.
Well, you know what? Michael had played with so many fantastic international Canadian musicians over his career. And we are blessed tonight to have so many of them come here tonight to honor Michael. And right now we're going to start off with a gentleman that has known Michael. You guys were both in your 20s. Yeah, we were. Was like, what, 10 years ago? 14 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, please have a great big round of applause for Mr. Alan Gerber.
Michael, a bandmate, a housemate, a soulmate, my dear old friend. pages turned, bridges burned, dreams scattered somewhere in the wind. But you're still here, dear old friend. Children born, losses mourned, we love them all through thick and thin. So I'm raising my glass to you, dear old friend. Raising my glass to you, dear old friend. Down and blue, empty too, a far cry from paradise, and your strong hand showed this man that he could rise. They say someday this whole world is bound to end, but you will always be forever, my dear friend. My dear friend, forever, this whole world may end, but you will always be the solid ground I need, dear old friend, my dear old friend.
My friend Michael, well, I had an association, that's a good word, for 40 years, 4 decades or so. My thoughts on him when they asked me to say a few words were that he had a really pretty remarkable life. That I pictured him as a young lad, maybe 10 or 12, going to his piano lessons every day and practicing really diligently because you don't get that good without practice. And then I thought, well, boom, a spark hit him and away he's gone. Music found him. It took him all over the world. And he became, if not a household name famous, he certainly has a lot of renown within the music industry, so many musical friends. I love the guy, that's obvious. And then I thought, well, had he not been a vocational musician, I think he would have been a veterinarian.
Simon Wallace, everybody clap your hands. Just give yourself a chance. 'Cause you got soul. Everybody knows that it's alright. Oh, it's alright. Just listen to the beat. Kinda pat your feet. 'Cause you got soul. Everybody knows that it's alright. Oh, it's alright. Molly dear, don't you shed a tear. Your time will surely come. Feed your man chicken every Sunday. Tell me, hon, what you done with the gun across the great divide. Just grab your hat, take that ride. Get yourself a ride and bring your children down to the riverside. Hey, hey, oh,
Before we bring on the Hogtown All-Stars that are coming up, that are just going to get ready to come up, I may as well take this opportunity to say a couple things about Michael Fonfara that a lot of us affectionately called Fonf or Fonfy. I took it a step further and called him Fonfy Face, Fonfarello, Fonfarushki, and Frontenac. He liked them all. He was good. And he called me Rob the Throb. He suggested once he called me Robbie the Throbby. But I said, that's not going to work. It just doesn't sound right somehow. So anyway, I want to say about Mike, while these guys are setting up here, he probably had to be the most fabulous guy to play with, to do music with. I mean, he was, talk about the talent, the creative kind of player he was, the adventuresome kind of player the guy was. I mean, he was amazing. Amazing on stage, amazing off stage, just jamming with him, or his studio was huge. He was a great producer. He was wonderful in the studio. He'd follow direction if he had to follow, or he would give great direction. He was just a wonderful guy to do music with. I mean, it was just the most amazing experience, completely an uplifting experience when you played with Mike Fonfara. It was just, and when he got on those keyboards, nothing else mattered to him except music. I mean, he didn't think of anything else. He was focused on what he was doing. And he could count in that same song that he'd been playing for 30 years. He'd count it in with the same enthusiasm that he did every time. And that's Michael Fonfara. He was just the most enthusiastic. He was happy when he's in front of those keyboards in music and being involved in music. And I thought that there's nothing about him that there's everything about him that I miss, everything. And I thought maybe, well, I wouldn't miss those 2 o'clock phone calls in the morning. But you know what? I miss those. I miss 2 o'clock phone calls. I don't care if he wakes me up. I'd give anything for him to call me at 2 o'clock in the morning again. I'd give anything. He'd call me at 5. Call me at 4, Fonf. Fonf, you could have called me. You could have called me. Don't worry. I'll never say to you again, do you know what time it is? So anyway, that's the Fonf, and just a wonderful guy, and wonderful guy to hang out with for 24 hours if you ever done that. I've done a 24-hour stint with Fonf, and it was great. Pretty near killed me though, but he was the most fun guy. And somewhere in that 24 hours, you would play music. You would be doing music. He said, "Let's play something, anything," So that's rest in peace, Michael. Rest in peace, Fonfaroni, Fonfy Face, whatever your name is. You're the best, man. We miss you. We miss you. We all miss you. I miss you. Okay, we're just about ready here. So, folks, let's bring on this next version of the show, the Hogtown All-Stars. And we're going to do one of Michael's tunes called Oh, sorry. Yeah, short-term memory loss here. Just yelled it in my ear 5 times. It goes, Mating Cry by Michael Fonfara. Here's the Hogtown All-Stars. Let's have it together for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Make some noise so them fools outside that are smoking can bring their ass back in. Make a little bit of noise here. Come on in, come on in. My name is Michael Williams. I came to Michael Fonfara in a very strange sort of way. My best friend, Chris Hall, we were doing sessions on a Dougie Richardson record, and on his, he says, I got the keyboard player for you. I'm saying, who? He says, Michael Fonfara. I'm going, okay. He gives me his history and stuff like that. It was quite a number of years later that I met him, and we became fast friends. And then Prakash and I have been together. He sort of pulled me into the alumni of the Brotherhood of the Lincolns. Make some noise. Good, good, good. Keep that up. And we did a gig out in, I don't know, man, someplace out in the sticks. And Fonfara came on a Sunday morning to play gospel music. Oh my God, I thought I was back home in Cleveland, Ohio in church at 6 a.m. in the morning. It was absolutely incredible. Prakash is going to say a few words about Mr. Fonfara. You guys, I want you to have a good time. I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. How are you doing? How's everybody doing? I'm not sure if anybody said a few words yet about Michael. A few. Were they good? Yeah. Well, I have a few notes here. I'm just going to read them off because I'm not a public speaker. But Michael Fonfara was a quintessential groove master of funk and a specialist on the Hammond organ, and especially on the vintage red and white Hohner clavinet. We'll never forget the bobbing and weaving image of Michael behind the Hammond, and earned him the most fitting and affectionate name, the Ostrich, by his close friends Danny Weiss, Peter Hodgson, and John Findlay. Others have spoken and will speak later about Michael's immense contributions to Downchild and other important music endeavors, but for now I would like to say a few brief words about Michael the Fonfara on behalf of all of us here and in the room that belong to the Brotherhood of the Lincolns alumni. Thank you. All of Michael Fonfara's renowned talents and brilliance at the keyboards were shared joyfully and generously with many of us here tonight during his 40 years on and off in the Lincolns. Speaking about the passing of Michael Fonfara is tough, it's sad, but I thank God for the shared friendship of Michael Fonfara, one of the greatest amongst the pantheon of brilliant Hammond organ masters that have blessed the Lincolns, including Dennis Keldy, Rob Gusevs, Dave Tyson, Gary Bright, Doug Riley, Joe Ingrail, Rod Phillips, Gord Fleming, John T. Davis. That's some heavy company for Michael. Michael's true talent is well recognized on Lou Reed's Sally Can't Dance album and the live version intro to Sweet Jane in Paris in 1974, which has received several million views on YouTube. As well as there's Michael's work on both Rhinoceros albums with Danny and Peter Hodgson and John Findlay, including Apricot Brandy. There's Michael's performance on Urgent by Foreigner, and certainly, selfishly speaking, his performance on Take One by the Lincolns. Michael remained one of the great masters of the Hammond organ, and his funky clavinet performance were equal to those of the legendary Bernie Worrell of George Clinton's Parliament Funkadelic. I say that with authority, having had the honor and privilege of playing with both these masters. If you had any doubt that Michael was a funk specialist, just give a close listen to his collaborations with Danny, Dennis, Earl Seymour, Jorn Anderson, and yours truly, on a simple blues standard titled Walking the Dog by the Lincolns. Harsh music critic Peter Goddard of the Toronto Star described the track as the ultimate rhythm machine, like watching a Formula One engine work, magnificent. I thank God that he chose me to care for Michael from time to time throughout this journey, throughout his journey as a musician. Sometimes it wasn't so easy, but boy, oh boy, the music that emanated from that wiry frame was magnificent, even in the state of malfunction, if you know what I mean. That's the amazing part. Yet, despite his personal flaws, none greater than my own, Michael possessed a unique childlike sweetness and affection that was too often engulfed by a seemingly insurmountable illness that he simply could not overcome. But in music and his joy of performing live music, the maestro soared way above the clouds and is in the company of the music elite. Keep on that flight, Bad Michael. Sweet memories of you will remain on the stage with your admirers back home. Till the next time, rest in peace.
So now, they know what to do, you know what to do. Remember, he's watching you, so make it look really good. Ladies and gentlemen, in support of the one and only, and to pay tribute to the one and only Mr. Michael Fonfara, the Brotherhood of the Alumni of the Lincolns.
Put your hands together. Come on, y'all. Hey, look at here. Oh, wait till the midnight hour. Love tumbling down. Oh, wait till the midnight hour. There's no one else around. I wanna take you home, hold you. Woo! Do all the things, hold you in the midnight hour. Oh, hey, in the midnight hour. Lord have mercy, y'all. Gonna wake the stars out. See the twinkle in your eyes. Gonna wake to the midnight hour. Feel my love begin to shine. You're the only girl I know. Real love is so in the midnight hour. Woo! Hey, in the midnight hour. Oh, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Come on now. Gonna wait till midnight hour.
great big round of applause again once for the Lincolns. Give them a round of applause. Michael has played with so many different bands. I'm telling you, it's hard to keep track. And every time he played with someone, he added a little excitement, a little of his expertise, and his knowledge of one of the great, great, great keyboard players of all time.
So true.
And we owe a lot to him, no doubt about it. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, here's a lady, one of my favorite blues singers, and it's so nice to have you here. She just actually came to the airport.
I just flew in from Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Flight was delayed. That's a real hot monitor I got if you want to bring it down a little bit.
And I'm going to fly to Jamaica right after this.
See, you just,
Nah,
we're
not
trading,
really.
we're trading,
I
we're
hope.
trading.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a great big round of applause for the lovely Robin Banks.
I don't have my glasses on, so I'm so screwed right now. Because I have a note from the great reggae bass player Sly Dunbar. You know, Sly and Robbie. I went through hell to try to get to him because I don't have a personal number for him. So it took a lot of my people in Jamaica to rally around me and find, what the hell. 2 days ago, I got a message from Sly. He's a man of very few words. Robbie Shakespeare passed away also about a year ago. I think right after Michael passed or soon after, something like that. Ooh, what am I tripping on? So I finally got through to Sly, and he wanted me to impart these very simple words about our mutual friend and fellow musician, Michael, because Michael did a lot of work with Sly and Robbie, even up until very recently. I think they did a lot of remote recording and things. You would know more about that than I, but I do know that they were, musical brothers. So Sly says, to greet everybody, to say greetings to everyone. So greetings from Jamaica. He said, it's so sad to know that he has passed. A very nice person, and he was gone far too soon, a very talented man. So very simple words, coming from Jamaica. When the road gets heavy and a friend is hard to find, you're here with me. Yeah, you're always on my mind. I'll just close my eyes and I imagine us here on a stage with Michael, a man who always made me shine. Yeah. And I need you, babe, in my dreams, under the moonlight, by the sea. That's where you'll find me. Yeah, I need you, babe, in my dreams, where there's no problem. I'm gonna leave this whole world behind me. Every time I see the stars in the night sky. Yeah, Michael, I know you're near me, though the miles, they might fall between us. But no matter how far apart our hearts might be tonight, everybody, there's one thing I know. I'm here for you, you're here for me. And that's a real happiness. So I need you there. I'm gonna meet you in my dreams, under the moonlight, by the sea. That's where you'll find me. Hey, I need you there in my dreams, where there's no problem. I'm gonna leave this world behind me. Pat Carey. Under the moonlight, by the sea, that's where you'll find me. I'll be there in my dreams, where there's no problem. I'm gonna leave this whole world behind me. Meet me, baby, meet me, baby. Meet me, baby, yeah.
Well, I got to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is a real thrill for me. This was one of my favorite bands, and I remember my mother bringing me to see you play, John, and it was fantastic. It was great. Thank you, Dad. Ladies and what a wonderful night this has been. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to John Findley, Danny Weiss, Peter Hodson, Alan Gruber. Oh, put that on there. I know he's not here.
They'll be on.
All right. Rod Gusevs and Mike Solosky. Ladies and gentlemen, a real super group. Let's have a great big round of applause for Rhinoceros.
Well, thank you, Chuck. I hate to disappoint you, but it's not just Rhinoceros. I just want to say quick about Michael. My brother Michael. Met him in November of 1963 in Willowdale. And he had a band. He was in a band with Lee Jackson, the Checkmates. And Larry Leishman had just joined the band. Peter was about to become part of the band, Peter Hodgson. He'll be up here in a sec. And I was just doing my thing. And of course, it led to John Lee and the Checkmates. And Michael and I, we shared so much. I wouldn't know where to start, but our friendship was deep and passionate and intimate and soulful and creative. It was just, we were soul brothers. And so I dedicate this all, especially this song, to the Reverend Mojo Horowitz. And you know why I call him that, right? Well, the Rev, because the boy plays church. Mojo, because he plays the blues. And Horowitz, because he's an excellent classical pianist. I say is, because I don't believe he's gone. I believe he's just changed. He's just on another plane. And that plane is headed everywhere. So let's go, and this is a tune that I wrote, and I find myself singing it too often for ones that I love and I miss, and they're now somewhere else on that plane. Thank you. Have tried to satisfy this longing inside. Oh, I've looked all around and never found someone who'd lead me home. Lord, was I blind? Just could not find my way. Then you stepped in and saved me again. Now, if you feel that it's time, oh, just lead me home. I'm satisfied. Never knew it was you guiding me on. Well, this world, and you know what I'm talking about, it's such a mess. Lost in distress with you, I'm satisfied. You are the one gave me the sun. Now I can see all that you've done for me time after time. You led when I was blind. Here just lead me home. I'm satisfied. Oh, 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 just lead me home. Yeah. Just lead me, just lead me, just lead me. Oh yeah. You just take Michael and take him in your arms and hold him tight. And put him on that plane. Yeah. Just ooh, and I'll be satisfied. Oh, yes. Danny Weiss on guitar. Dangerous Dan, the BMF. Rob Gossav on keys. And now joining us, the Earl of Sloskowicz. Mike Slosky on drums. And my cousin, forever tormenting me, Peter Hodgson on bass. Peter was in Rhinoceros and the Checkmates. And Mike has done Checkmates and Rhinoceros reunions with us. And of course, Danny and Michael, you know. But he's going to talk about that. Yeah. Go ahead, Dan.
That's me. I'm Danny Weiss. Hi, everybody. Yeah, Michael, very, very dear to my heart. We've been best friends for a long time. We met around 1967, I think. This next song, well, Rhinoceros used to like to do acid a lot. Seriously. We did the whole first album on it. If I remember correctly, I might be wrong, but this is a story I remember. In any case, this was at Elektra Recording Studio in Los Angeles, California, in 1968, and they let me go up in the echo chamber in the studio. And that's like a room. It's dark and cold and very much an echo chamber. You could breathe and hear your breath really, really loud. And I started coming up with these ideas, you know, these chicken ideas. I said, well, listen to that. Things like that. And I came up with this thing, and I wrote this song about it. I came back downstairs, and I showed it to Michael. I said, what do you think, man? What do you think we should call it? He's holding this bottle of apricot brandy. Thus the name of the song. This song, Apricot Brandy, I wrote it with Michael, and it was the only song we had that reached 46 on the Billboard charts. I'm happy to say. Surprising for an instrumental. In any case, I love him dearly. I've known him forever. I played with him for so many things. Rhinoceros, Lou Reed, Lincoln's, Everly Brothers, it goes on and on. I'm just very, very fortunate to have known him. And this one's for you, Michael.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
You know what? Michael would have loved this night. He really would have. Down Child Blues Band, ladies and gentlemen. Michael was so great playing with us. We did so many albums together, and always inspired us. And we miss him so much. We really do. And I just want to say thank you all for coming out tonight and celebrating one of the great musicians, great guy, great family man, Michael Fonfara. We love and we miss you.
Hey, Chuck just stole my job. What's the matter with you? Hey, look, whoa, what a great collection of talent tonight. I mean, honest to God. I mean, getting all these players together on one night for Michael Fonfara is absolutely amazing. It's just so amazing. It's just incredible. So the final finale band that's coming on is the Down Child Blues Band. Now, I was 18 years old when I first heard of this band, and I was in high school, and I'm their age. So you guys must have dropped out of school, right? Did you drop out? Oh, okay. I should have dropped out too.
Are you talking about public school?
Yeah. And I just want to say that my history with the band is like I did a funny show with them at the Who Knows Awards in 1977 that Peter Goddard put on at the City TV on Queen Street. They had a little house, kind of a smaller house, and it was the Who Knows Awards. And Downchild was the host band. And that's when I first became acquainted with a lot of the guys in the band from that time. And they've been around for 53 years. So 53 years, the longest, most famous band. And let's not waste any more time. And it's been wonderful for Mike. And Mike, I know you're looking down on this. Let's welcome the Downchild Blues Band.
Come on, baby, let's clap your hands now. How is that? I've been thinking all the time about figuring out where I was at. I've been thinking all the time about figuring out where I was at. There wanna be a famous blues man, you really need a hat. Should've seen it sooner, I could've been a written famous man. Should've seen it sooner, I could've been a wealthy man. I didn't know where it's at, but when you star, you need a hat. There go, put on that chapeau. I hope it's not too late to get the word is at. I think I'll find a break now to get myself a hat. How about a big round of applause for the horn section?
When I get low, I jump on the telephone. When I get low, I jump on the telephone. I won't call my baby, I'm on my way back home. Now I flip, flop and fly. Don't care if I die. Flip, flop and fly. Don't care if I die. Don't ever leave, don't ever let me back. You one more kid, hold it a long, long time. If you one more kid, hold it a long, long time. Come a bit, my hand is white. You come, my baby, that little you go too. You go, my baby, that little you go too. She's so small, she's a mama, baby, won't do. Come on. I flip, flop and fly. Don't care if I die. Flip, flop and fly. Don't care if I die. Don't ever leave me, don't ever let me back. How about those guys? Give it up now. The newest member of the down south blues band, Tyler and Remo. I got so many women I don't know which way to jump, Mr. Downtown.
Michael. Thank you so much, folks.
Everybody needs a mentor or a hero, and I met Michael years and years ago when he just came back from New York. He was playing with Dr. Hook on the road, and we were both in Halifax. And we hit it off so well, and he's been my musical mentor, and he's one of my heroes. You don't get better than Michael Fonfara. And when him and the Alien play together, it's just like having my two favorite keyboard players in the whole world on stage. Michael's been there to produce all my stuff and show me the way lots, and he's forgot more about music than most people ever knew. And like I said about those fancy notes and learning how to read music, it would only hurt my playing, you know. And Michael's been there to the show, and he just brings it's like having Wayne Gretzky on your hockey team. When Michael comes in, everybody plays better, and how can you not play better or want to play better with having something like that? He's just a musical genius.